Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is another Secret Not Secret Kit Club party challenge. This was NK's camping challenge, so we basically had to create a recipe where each of the four things spelled out camp. So I knew right away I really have been hoarding this magnolia paper, this other magnolia paper in the collection. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do magnolia blooms as my M. So I right away pulled in this paper, and then I have this kind of minty cardstock that went really well. I was trying not to go for like obvious things, so I thought about doing like cardstock or something, but I knew I wanted a white layer behind this mint paper. I'm kind of out of my white cardstock, so I decided to use C as computer paper because I knew I needed like a white rim, and computer paper will do the trick. It's very flimsy and cheap, as you know, but it's just going to be a little layer of white. So I'm going to try to pull that in as my C. Because this is like animal themed, I wanted to do A as my animal wood veneer to challenge myself to get some animal wood veneer on here. And then for the P, I still have some cut apart pocket cards, so I'm gonna say pocket card as my P. That way I have to get one of the pocket cards used up on this page. So that is my recipe for CAMP. C is computer paper, A is animal wood veneer, M is magnolia blossoms, and P are pocket cards. So that is my challenge. I need to get all of those things on here. So yeah, that's my goal. So right away, I fussy cut this cute little trophy. This is the trophy I won. These photos are from the Little Eye livestock show that the University of Georgia's, I think it's Block and Bridle, host every year, where all students can pick an animal and show it. So it's really good for people who have never worked with animals. You kind of get to pick an animal to get to know and to work with and then show. It's a really great experience. This was my second year participating. As I continue going backwards, you'll see the photos from the first time I participated. I chose sheep the first time, so that was fun. I loved my sheep. But for this time, I chose dairy cows. Or I guess she's a heifer, not a cow, but her name is Plum, and we had to halter break them. We had to do everything with them, and I was so sore after the first time I worked with her. We literally had to catch these heifers in the pasture. We had to halter break them, and then we had to train them to do the show stance and all of this stuff. And granted, they learned so quick. I mean, it was like a rodeo the first time I worked with Plum. I was like, I think I want to pick an easier heifer. But I was like, you know what? No, I like her. I started working with her. We're going to do this. Like, I'm used to working with horses. So I'm like, surely I can train a heifer. Which is just a young cow who hasn't been bred yet. So I forget how old she was at this point. But this was show day. You'll see a couple pictures as I continue to go backwards of our actual like training, but this was actual show day. So that picture is me giving her bath before the show. And then we actually won reserve champions. I was so proud. I've never shown heifers before, so it was really exciting. I got my little trophy with a dairy cow on it, and everyone who won champion and reserve champion got to stick around and compete in the round robin, which was really fun because that means you compete with all of the show animals. So of course I have experience with horses, so horses were easy, but I had to learn how to, in like 5 minutes, how to show beef cattle, how to show pigs, and then a sheep, which again, this is my second year, so I'd actually already shown sheep, so thankfully I actually had an upper hand with the horses and the sheep. But it was nice because I got to kind of work with all the animals, and I don't remember how I placed in the round robin at the end. I didn't win, but I was really proud of this little trophy that Plum and I won for the dairy reserve champion. So I just fussy cut that to be an element on the page. You can see I'm pulling in my pocket card right away to kind of branch out and be a base for that little trophy to sit on. And since I pulled in that pocket card, the color was on theme, but the pattern is different. So I want to pull in other elements with that same pattern. So I'm using this frame, and I'm pulling in that little die cut into the upper right hand corner just so that pattern is creating a visual triangle as well. With kind of the darker, I think the dark wood grain in this collection goes beautiful with this magnolia paper. So I'm trying to pull in my dark wood grain branding strips as that little pop of that darker brown. So I have that running along the bottom of my photo. And then I'm going to try and have a little bit of it up at the top as well, just so that's balanced too. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm just going to layer up a couple things here. Again, with my glassine bag and my doily. I'm really trying not to pull in any other colors. So that's just my go-to. As you saw on my last page, I really like the addition of a doily and a glassine bag. So I'm going to get that glued down, especially with a frame. Like those three things together add such a cool design element. So I really like the frame coming up from that as well. But with having magnolia blossoms as my M in my recipe, I didn't want it to just be this magnolia paper background. I thought that was kind of too easy. So I'm like, if I'm going to use this magnolia bloom as my recipe, I really need to get this big magnolia sticker from the sticker sheet used up. So I went ahead and put that there above my little cow, my little cow trophy. And then there's a couple small magnolia blooms on the sticker sheet as well. There's 3, I think. So I want to get all of those used up too. So for my recipe, I'm trying to use the rest of the magnolia ephemera. There's still like this pattern paper that you'll see to the left in different die cuts, but as far as the stickers, I wanted to get all the magnolia stickers used up. So I'm going back to the sticker sheet and trying to figure out what else I can layer. I thought about this little like cake plate thing, but it's just looking kind of awkward, so I take it off. I end up doing my title up there on the in front of the frame, which works out nice because I knew it needed something up there, but every sticker I tried just kind of looked weird. So for a minute, I just decided to work on my cluster at the top here. Again, I went into my stash. I pulled out a lot of animal wood veneer and heartwood veneer since I'm out of my Redefine Creative heartwood veneer. So I'm doing 2 of the little hearts up there. And then you can already see I went ahead and glued down a cow, a horse, and a pig in those 3 separate areas, kind of looking into the photo. So it kind of frames my photo, but I think that's so cute. We got a nice long sleeve green t-shirt for participating. And it had this on the back of it. It kind of had all the animals lined up, which was really nice because you can kind of remember all the animals that were shown, especially because I went to Round Robin and got to show all of them. I really loved that shirt for the representation of all of them. But it's just called Little Eye, and I love that UGA does this, or that club does this, because it's a great opportunity. And I'm pretty sure, because I am an animal science major, I'm pretty sure one of my classes gave us extra credit for participating. So it was kind of a win-win, because I wanted to do it anyways, but then you also got class credit. So that was really cool. Just getting this cluster up here taped down. I added a little white banner just to go off of this white frame I added with the computer paper. I wanted a little something up there because that die cut was kind of blending into the background a little bit, so that little banner helps. And then I decided to go in, I finally did go buy some more white stickers, but I didn't have them at this point, so I had to resort to these gold ones. But because my trophy is gold, I actually thought this was a good chance to get gold with this collection, because I really haven't been using metallics at all with this collection. But my little trophy's gold, so I feel like it actually is in the color scheme in this instance, so I'm just titling it Little Eye. I didn't have any L's, so I did have to trim up 2 K's to get my L's. But I think that's a nice little title. It explains it. I'll have more details about showing Plum when I do the photos of me actually working with her in the pasture. But for this layout, I just kind of wanted to go into just the show, and that Plum and I won, reserve champion, and that we got to show all the other animals. So I'll have that in my journaling once I get to it. But because these alphas are kind of a different thing on this page, I wanted to have it in more than one spot, so it looks like it makes a little bit more sense. So I also used them as my date in my other cluster down here by the trophy. So I like that. Going back to my sticker sheet, trying to figure out anything else I can use. Here are the smaller blooms that I'm going to make sure to get on here, so I'm just trying to figure out where I want them spaced. So I'm adding one up there by the big bloom. I end up moving that one but then I'm going to layer a couple of them over here by this little trophy. And I like that because it brings in the motif of the background. It balances the larger sticker I already have, but it's not something busy. I just think it helps make everything more cohesive. And then with the gold, again, I wanted to make sure it didn't look out of place, so I just did a diagonal splattering of my gold Heidi Swap color shine. It's really hard for me to just leave blank cardstock. I can leave open spaces of pattern paper, but this is a lot of this solid green, and that corner was looking a little too bare, so that splatter kind of helps with breaking that up. I'm doing my journaling along the bottom here. It just says Plum and I won reserve champion, so I competed in the round robin in beef, pig, horse, and sheep. So much fun and proud of my trophy. So yeah, really happy about that. I still have this trophy, but I don't have it sitting out because Billy chewed its head off. Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was when he was little. So it's a little bit like chewed up a little bit, but I can't get rid of it because I was so proud of it. So I still have it. It's just sitting in a box with like all my other trophies from like Taekwondo and stuff. But yeah. So getting my little clusters, I moved that one floral to the lower left-hand corner of the photo. I like that a lot better. And then I'm back with these cutie little frosted enamel dots that Allie sent me. I just wanted something else to kind of give it an extra little pop, but again, not add a new color and not be too distracting. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was another fun recipe challenge to play with. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.